Let's continue this conversation. Joining us live in studio is trial attorney Eric Subin, and we also have community activist Tony Herbert joining us on the phone. Tony, good morning to you as well.
Good morning.
All right, so the first question goes to you. What's going on with the charges, and how do you charge the person when the victim isn't actually corroborating with police?
Well, you don't need the victim's consent to bring charges. I mean, the district attorney's office doesn't represent any one single person in New York. They represent all the people of New York. So they don't need the victim's consent so long as they can prove all of the elements of the crime that they're seeking to charge. And so long as they get an indictment, which they must have gotten in this case, because the charge is gang assault, which is a felony, they can bring the charges against the offending parties.
We've all seen the video, and Tony, I want you to react to it because I know that you have said that the community has just been outraged by. I think all of us have been outraged to see it. But what do you make of the fact that you have a troubled 16-year-old girl being accused by this, and then you have the victim saying, well, really not talking to police? What do you make about that?
Well, I mean, it's bittersweet to a large degree. I mean, we definitely don't want these kind of criminal acts taking place, but now we have a 16-year-old who's definitely in need of some assistance mentally. And, quite frankly, at the end of the day, we don't want to see none of our young people going to jail, but these kind of crimes can't be committed.
Yeah.
We can't allow anybody to go out there and be beating on anyone for whatever the reason was and what have you. And I mean, there's several speculations on why that beating took place, but when it's all said and done, we can't allow this to be seen virally and then turn around and look like it's okay to be done.
Oh, the brutality of it, just the sheer brutality of it. I mean, this kid's been in trouble for a long time. What's the crisis that's happening in this community? I saw the press conference you had yesterday. What are we doing to our kids, and why are they reacting like this? That's what I want to know. This girl is the 7th arrest since she was 16. She beat up her grandmother, stabbed her brother. I mean, the litany goes on and on and on.
Well, what we're not doing is giving them the resources necessary to capture that energy that they have. We have to provide them with resources to be able to be an outlet so that they're doing something, and we have to put positive campaigns in their face. Looking at reality TV and looking at other women beating on each other and what have you is not a positive image.
All of us, we watch this video, we're outraged by this attack, but I'm asking you, as you've seen it, where's the outrage in that McDonald's? I mean, what does that say about the society we live in where this thing is happening and you have all these dozens of teenagers sitting there watching it, and then the victim not even going to police initially?
Well, again, it's sad to see that all these folks standing around to see that girl almost literally get killed. Because had they stomped her in a more, defining way, her head could have been busted open on that floor. So the concern now is that we have to get a message out to these young folks. It can't and won't be tolerated, and there are consequences to this kind of criminal activity.
Well, obviously there are consequences. She's facing charges. Of course, more people could be charged as well.
Most certainly, yeah. The people are pretty readily identifiable in that video, and then they're posting and bragging about it on social media.
Right. So, Tony, more charges could happen. The brutality of it. A lot of people are saying, hey, they're blaming the McDonald's. Where was the security guard? But you know what? Do a little digging. That security guard was beaten up a couple of times before. So they got rid of the security guard because people are living in fear. So the brutality, there is a code. And you know the reason why the kids weren't coming, right? Because they don't want to snitch. I don't want to be a snitch. I don't want to be the person on the street. Yeah. So we kind of need to change that mentality, too, because, the kids are going to watch. I mean, there used to be fights in my high school, and people watched. Now people take video and then post it, and there's the evidence of the brutality. So tell me, how are we? You were talking about police athletic league. We need to have more after-school programs, all of these things to keep the kids busy. Don't you think that's the stuff that we need to do? And are you going to talk to Mayor Bill de Blasio about creating a community environment where the community can actually raise these children? Because the parents are obviously at work.
Fruity, interesting enough, I actually made a phone call last night to the mayor's community person, and I'm hoping that she conveys the message to him that we have a plan. All we need everybody to do is just get at the same daggone table and let's talk so we can actually implement these things. People are doing one-off things, and it doesn't have the effect necessary to show that there's a concerted effort. So I'm saying to the mayor, look, I have an opportunity for all of us to be able to turn this thing around, but we need to sit down and talk. And I've been saying it for a minute, but everybody, the egos, the crabs in a barrel mentality with other leadership and what have you, we all have to get to the table.
Are you saying that there's a dissension in the community and there is no one united voice, and that's why you're not getting the work that needs to be done to help these kids? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly that. And,
okay.
And people keep going in one direction. There's no one black leader in our community. There are a number of leaders. We just got to get everybody to the table.
So you're saying that because there is no one voice, united voice? Are you saying that there's a jog for? You're saying that there's a power struggle in the community as opposed to putting our egos down and helping our kids?
I'm saying exactly that. People need to check the ego at the door so we can save some lives, and that's not happening.
All right. Well, that is a powerful statement that you made, and hopefully people are listening in terms of creating a united front and actually creating solutions for our kids. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you to Eric. I know you didn't get a chance to chat too much, but we do appreciate your insights on this. I mean, look, we have the tape. The jury's going to see that tape, and we know now what? More people are going to be taken down probably, right?
Yeah, I mean, the minimum sentence for gang assault is 5 years.
So
they're all going to be charged as adults.
Like it's 16-year-olds. So thank you so much for coming in as well.
Thanks for having me back.
All right. Time now is 7:13. Parents are